Hi, today we are going to discuss about the introduction of strategic alliances in supply chain management. An introduction to strategic alliances in supply chain management. It is a relationship formed by two or more organizations that share and participates in joint investment and develop linked and common process to increase the performance of both companies. Many organizations form strategic alliances to increase the performance of their common supply chain. What is strategic alliances? Strategic alliances are the partnerships in which two or more organizations work together to achieve common objectives. They may share resources, information, capabilities, and risks to achieve this objective or these objectives. Why organizations have strategic alliances? There are a few reasons which I also give in the next slides. So complexity in the business environment increasing, number one. Number two, resources required to manage the business are becoming increasingly scarce. Many functions need to be outsourced. Firms need to ensure that functions are performed by other firms. So these are the few objectives or few reasons that we organization do the strategic alliances. What is the right time to have strategic alliances? When you want to add the value to the product, when you have to access other markets or improve your marketing share, strengthening operations, adding technological strengths when you want to add new technology, enhance strategic growth when you want to go to just a new area or new product, and a new field, enhancing organizational skills when you need the human resource or the other organizational skills to improve your performance, building financial strength. Last but not the least, when you need more money or the capital, so you go for, at that time you go for the strategic alliance. While you are making strategic alliances, keep two things in your mind: that don't compromise on your core competencies, which is your main work. Don't outsource, don't give to anyone, just do yourself. And then competitive advantages shouldn't be compromised. So these are two things when you are making the strategic alliance: keep to yourself, don't outsource or don't give to another organization. After discussing the definition of strategic alliances and its importance and when we have to do that, let's talk about the types of strategic alliances. So basically there are three types of strategic alliances. Number one is the third party logistics, which usually we call 3PL, then retail suppliers partnership, RSPS, and then distributors integration. So these are the three ways we make the strategic alliances with other organization in a supply chain. Let's discuss or just talk briefly about third party logistic. This is a very huge topic and we need a full presentation about it, which I will do later on, but just I will touch base right now. So we use 3PL providers to take our company's logistic functions. Third party logistics in logistic and supply chain management is an organizational use of third party businesses to outsource element of its distribution, warehouses and fulfillment services. So when we are outsourcing to third party logistics, what we usually outsource, we are outsourcing distribution, warehousing and the other services. This picture explains what is the 3PL and also what is 1PL, 2PL, 3PL, 4PL. No, it is like 5PL and 6PL and 7PL. As the work of, as you are outsourcing more and more work to the third party, is numbers are becoming the higher. So as I told you, I will explain in another presentation all these third party logistics. So let's see what third party is. It is a strategic partnership. It is a long-term commitment. It is a multi-functional arrangement. It is a integration process, larger range of 3PL companies. Some of them are non-asset owned 3PL companies called also 4PL, and provide services but not the trucks and the warehouses, and that they are prevalent, widespread usage with larger companies. So 3PL is itself is a total business. So the next type of strategic alliances is uh, between the retailers and the suppliers relationships. So if you are manufacturer, you have to make the alliances with your suppliers as well as with your retailers or distributors. So what is this? This is a kind of cooperative relationships between suppliers and retailers to use one another's knowledge and resources, basically, and information, like we have explained in the when we are explaining the strategic alliances definition. Suppliers have better knowledge of lead times and production capacities, so, and the retailers have better knowledge of the demand and about the customers. So all the, like, as we have studied in the uh, supply chain management, this is a flow of information from distributors to the from the retailer to distributors, and to distributors to the manufacturers. This slide will show you that a picture of how we are have a relationship between manufacturers and suppliers, and manufacturers and the retailers or distributor. Basically, it is the total supply chain. What when we are with the relationship with the supplier is like upstream, and with the retailer or distributor is like relationship is a downstream. Here we explain the types of retailer suppliers relationship. Number one is a quick response strategy, then continuous replenishment, advanced continuous replenishment strategy, and vendor management system are manage inventory managed by the vendors. Let's now discuss one by one. What is the quick response strategy? In this, suppliers receive the data from the point of sale from the retailers, and we use this information to synchronize our production and inventory activities with actual sale at the retailer. So this is like, again, information pipeline which is giving us all the information on at the point of sales toward manufacturer, and also, I'm sorry, distributor, manufacturer, and the suppliers. Continuous replenishment strategy. Replenishment is when we are selling, we are filling our stocks again and again, is called replenishment. So also called rapid replenishment. Supplier receive POs through data. We keep receiving the purchase orders. Supplier use this data to prepare shipment at the previous agreed upon intervals to maintain specific level of the inventory. So it is like a pipeline from supplier, like a supply chain or pipeline from supplier to the end customer, where is the point of the sale. So all data is going back, and all, when going data back to manufacturer is, and we are writing the PO, so it is getting the continuously inventory or the stock is replenished. Next is advanced continuous replenishment strategy. Suppliers may gradually decrease inventory level at the retail store or distribution center as long as service levels are met. So ultimately, it is the objective that just-in-time inventory model we go, and we keep replenishment, keeping the purpose that there will be very short small inventory at the retail stores. This is the another this is kind of high level of strategic alliance between the manufacturers, distributors, and retailers, and the suppliers, where inventory is managed by the seller or who is giving to you. It is like not the you are managing. For example, retailer is not managing its inventory, it is managed by the distributor, and distributors inventory is managed by the manufacturer, and manufacturer's raw material is managed by its suppliers. So it is kind of like if you can see from the picture, vendor management managed inventory is an inventory management practice or model in which a supplier of the goods, usually manufacturer, is responsible for the optimizing the inventory held by the distributor. Like I explained, it is going upward. So supplier mean who is giving the inventory, at that end inventory is managed. Next type of strategic alliances is distributor integration. Distributors are important partners in the supply chain since they have wealth of information about customer need and wants, which could be successfully used by manufacturer when developing new products or product lines, or even keeping the inventory. So what kind of inventory they have to keep, what kind of product they have to develop. And on the other hand, distributors typically rely on manufacturers to supply the necessary parts and expertise and the product and the services. So it's a both way information. If you remember, the supply chain management model is informations are both ways, coming from the upstream to downstream and from downstream to upstream. So this is the another way of doing the integration. So this was a brief discussion or introduction to the strategic alliances in a supply chain management, and each of the types of the strategic alliances needs a complete lecture or complete presentation. Like I told you, third party logistic, vendor management inventory, or these all things are the replenishment models are different. So we have to have three separate or four separate presentation to complete this. But basically in this presentation, I objective was to give you some idea about the strategic alliances. So summary, if we summarize this, is various types of partnerships can be used to manage the supply chain effectively. Create a framework that can help in selecting most appropriate way to address a particular logistic issue. Third-party logistics are becoming more prevalent. There are both advantages and disadvantages of outsources. We have another topic where we can discuss the sourcing and outsourcing advantages and disadvantages. Then many important issues to consider once the decisions have been made and a 3PL agreement is being implemented. Retail suppliers partnerships are also becoming very common. Distributors integration for risk pooling, opportunity across the various distributors, and enable different distributors to develop different areas of expertise. So this was kind of a summarizing this presentation, and if you have any question, please write in the comment sections. I will try to answer your